Well, y'all, man. Whoa, what a fight. What a fight. LDBC. Man. I didn't think this fight would play out the way that it did. I really didn't think so. Shawn Porter versus Terence Bud Crawford. I had Shawn Porter ahead on the cards. Okay, I had Shawn Porter ahead before the stoppage. I thought that Shawn was outworking Bud, and I thought in points of the fight, I felt like Shawn had Bud in this constant state of, let me try to collect data to figure out what he gonna do. And I liked the way Shawn gave Bud a lot of different looks. So he wasn't giving Bud time, he wasn't giving him that time to think. But every so now and then, every so often, you start seeing Bud slipping in these body shots, or you start seeing Bud trying to work the jab, and you can tell that Bud wanted to sit and just brawl with Shawn. Bud wanted to, but Bomac kept telling Bud, "Listen, don't brawl with this MF," and I think that was good advice. Okay, so Bud kept his composure. I liked the way Terrence Bud Crawford kept his damn composure. But then I don't know, man. I don't know the commentary. I was starting to get annoyed with Tim Bradley and Andre Ward. You know Tim Bradley. Hey Dre, that guy. I started to get annoyed, man. I was getting annoyed because the commentators, I mean, all of those guys, they were just reacting to Bud like basically whatever Bud did, they let that overshadow the work that Shawn was doing. Shawn Porter did a lot of work. Shawn Porter did a lot of work. Um, and it was crazy, man. Like, damn, y'all just didn't see that overhand right that Shawn landed. Y'all didn't see that body work. Y'all didn't see that inside work that Shawn just did. Bud was bothered by the volume of Shawn Porter. However, what Bud did though, Bud started becoming a sniper. And see, it was those shots, man, that continued to catch Shawn Porter off guard, and he wasn't seeing them. And those shots were hurting. And you can tell that Shawn was starting to get hurt. After the seventh round, the shots that Bud was landing on Shawn, they became a bit more effective. Bud started really utilizing his range well, and so Bud had already figured out the timing. Shawn Porter, he's a very awkward fighter, man. He's very awkward. So you can't just sit back and wait, because if you do, then Shawn Porter will fuck around and win a bunch of rounds on you. Okay? So, Bud kind of knew that, and Bud, he was constantly, trying to get a reaction out of Shawn Porter to see what Shawn would do. Bud was patient, man. I mean, Bud had a lot of patience. Then when Bud started really establishing his jab, then I kind of knew that it was probably over for Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter kept doing something dumb too. He kept circling toward the power hand of Bud Crawford, and I kept wondering, why is he doing that? Why is Shawn Porter circling toward the power hand of Bud Crawford? I don't know. I just didn't understand that. Okay, it just didn't make sense to me. And then Bud walked Shawn into a nice little uppercut and just knocked Shawn down, and that was the beginning of the end. Um, Although those two knockdowns, I still had Shawn ahead in the fight before the stoppage. Um, Also, too, they didn't talk about the inside fighting of Shawn Porter, like the really good inside fighting. I'm talking about like when they got in the clinch inside fighting, because I talked about Shawn, being able to fight, but Shawn fighting in the inside and in the clinch. I felt like Shawn Porter was winning those exchanges. Shawn made it dirty, man. He made it real dirty. In points in the fight, man, he was just doing stuff when the referee was trying to break him up. Shawn would slip another overhand right in there when the referee said don't punch. Like Shawn Porter, dirty fighter, man, he hard to beat. That style that Shawn presents, it's on a whole nother level, man. Um, Parts of me wish that Shawn Porter was more technical, man. You can tell that there's a huge technical disparity between Bud Crawford and Shawn Porter. And part of me wished that Shawn was more technical. If Shawn was much more technical, this fight would have went a completely different way. K. Diddy Kenny stopped the fight. Now this looked really strange to me, man. It looked strange, and I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, he shouldn't have stopped the fight. I mean, that's that man's son. Okay, that's the man's son. But I don't know, man. Shawn didn't look like he was out of the fight, and I think this man last fight, you go ahead, you let him go out, man. I feel like Shawn Porter could have stayed in the game. He could have stayed in. He could have stayed in. Shawn was frustrated. He was hitting his gloves on the canvas. And Shawn wanted to get back up and fight. And you can tell that Shawn was pissed off, man, that his daddy stopped the fight. See, man, I've heard a lot of stories about Kenny Porter, man. I've heard a lot of stories, and it's just like I feel like sometimes Kenny talked to Shawn like he's still a teenager, like Shawn's still 13 and 14, and Shawn, he'd be like, yes sir, no sir, like, damn, you know, like I don't know, man, I don't know. And Kenny was saying, I ain't want, I saw him, he didn't prepare like I wanted him to. I think after a time, y'all, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I think Shawn, he's at a point, he's sick and tired of listening to Kenny bullshit, man. He's sick of it. And he don't want to disrespect his daddy, but I just think Kenny been preaching to Shawn for so long is that, Shawn kind of now getting that attitude where, okay, well, my daddy think he know everything. My dad. You know, Shawn just looked in his daddy's face when he stopped the fight, man. You can tell Shawn was mad. He was mad as hell. He was mad. Like, he had this look like, what the hell? Why you stop the fight? Why did you stop the fight? And then, here go the thing, too, man. You just get out of a damn war. And your own daddy said, well, Shawn didn't prepare like I wanted him to. See, that's the reason why I had to stop the fight. No, I mean, is it because maybe you thought that your son was going to get hurt? I mean, seriously, man. You just throw the man under the bus. The man fought a war. He listened to every damn thing that you say. And damn, you throw him under the bus, man. This is kind of why I've always had my issues with Kenny Porter. That's why I've always made these videos, man, going in on Kenny Porter. It's one thing to stop the fight. Just say you didn't like the way the fight was going. Why the hell you got to throw your son under the bus, man? Okay? I mean, how is it that Shawn didn't prepare? I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, only Kenny knows this. Only they know what happened in fight camp. I don't know. Maybe they had a falling out. Maybe they had a disagreement, man. But sometimes, man, you're a grown man. Shawn a 33-year-old man, okay? And his daddy talked to him like he's 14. And sometimes the grown man you come out and you just get tired of the bullshit. You get sick of it. You get sick and tired of the BS. And I think Shawn had enough of Kenny. I just think sometimes, man, that, Shawn don't never get to have his own opinion. His opinion is always Kenny's opinion. I just never felt like Shawn had that platform to do it. Never. But, I don't know. I question the stoppage. Okay, I question it. I think Shawn could have finished the fight. And you just don't know what could have happened, man. Shawn was doing some good work on Terence Crawford. I mean, he was doing a lot of good work. And, at points in the fight, I started thinking to myself, man, see, this is what Bud been missing his whole career. Bud ain't had nobody challenge him like that, man. Shawn Porter got him Bud ass. And I'm going to tell you something, man. If you think that Bud is gonna watch EJ, y'all got another thing coming. And I hear Crawford fans now, yeah, but see, EJ didn't stop Porter. He didn't stop him, Well, I mean, nah. He didn't stop him, but I tell you what, the fight was close too. The EJ fight with Porter was close, and the Bud fight with Porter was close. They were both close fights. So now we got two guys that fought a close fight against a good opponent. The Spence fight has to happen next, y'all. There's no other fight that needs to happen with these two. Bud and Spence, they need to fight each other. And people are now calling Spence a coward because he got up and left. I mean, hell, man. It's a lot of reasons why a person get up and leave, man. Like, guys, y'all got to stop saying that a fighter is afraid of another fighter. They're not afraid, guys. These guys, this is what they do for a living. They fight. Boxing right now is about politics and money, okay? If you're not understanding that, then you stupid, okay? You just dumb. Boxing is about politics and money. That's it, okay? If you can't get around the politics and if you ain't got enough money, the fights that you really want to see, they're never going to happen. But I got to salute Bud on this. It was a good win for Bud Crawford. To me, Bud was losing this fight, okay? I don't care what anybody, Bud was losing the fight. And I only know how the hell Bud was up on punches, man. That bout for me, when Shawn was throwing like twice as many punches as Bud. I don't understand. How was Bud up on the punches? I don't get it. But anyway, salute to Porter, man. I've always liked Porter. I just never liked his daddy. But salute to Shawn Porter, man. Salute to Bud Crawford. Good victory. We got to get this Spence fight in 2022. if the Spence fight don't happen, man, these guys they leave in a damn prime, man. Okay, and Terence Crawford now he decides to leave Bob Arum. Finally. I mean, Bud, what took so damn long? I mean, how long were you gonna let this guy insult you in front of the world? 'Cause that's what Bob Arum did to you. And then Bud, you went back and man, see, the fans, my people don't want to support me. Bud, we try to support your stupid ass. But the problem is, you didn't understand because you had so much faith in Bob. But I'm gonna salute you right now. I ain't gonna go in on you right now like I want to. Okay, salute to Bud Crawford. Victory. The first man to stop Shawn Porter.